But afterwards, after the show was over, I did a UFO picture with him. He was doing some television series. I think it was called Blue Book or something like that. And I think I got to know him better then than I ever did when I was doing Emergency.
Okay, we're gonna, and listen, I want to apologize here to everybody. Apparently, I was calling for the wrong caller when I was calling for Lynn. Apparently, Margaret was on the phone, and that's why she didn't answer. So I apologize to that. We're going to take a time out. Margaret, you've dropped off the line. I'm sorry that I did the mix-up. If you want to call back in, we'll get you back in the queue. We will come back, and I think next up is Katie. I'll try and sort this out while we take this quick time out. We'll come back and talk some more with Randy, try to get in a few more of your emails, because this is turning into a real emergency on Retro Radio.
21 great tobaccos, make 20 wonderful smokes. Take your pleasure through, pleasure long, pleasure filter free. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. If you smoke for pleasure, get 20 wonderful smokes. Don't just smoke from habit, get 20 wonderful smokes. Chesterfield, get the king. Chesterfield, king's the thing. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes. They're blended mild, not filtered mild, your pleasure's filter free. 21 great tobaccos make 20 wonderful smokes.
Chesterfield, they satisfy.
For centuries, Chinese cooking considered only for chosen few. But now,
East meets West, La Choy makes Chinese food. Swing, American.
La Choy introduces frozen chicken chow mein. Look, golden gravy, bean sprouts, water chestnuts, bamboo shoots, mushrooms. From La Choy's new frozen Chinese foods.
La Choy makes Chinese food. Swing, American.
All right, Vegas, the theme from Vegas, another program that I know you were involved with, or at least starred on. What was your connection with Vegas, Randy?
I don't know.
Lost some money there.
They just liked me, so they hired me about 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
But Bob Urich and I finally became really good friends because every time I turned around, I was swapping lines with him in Vegas.
Well, so you had fun doing it anyway.
Yeah, I did have fun, yeah.
All right. Now, if I've got it correct, now I think I have Lynn on the line. And Lynn, I'm sorry for the confusion.
Can you hear me now?
I had the wrong line up. You were talking. We couldn't hear you. Poor Margaret was wondering why I'm talking to her, calling her Lynn. So we've got it straightened out. Welcome to Talkin' Television.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I wouldn't know anything about that. I used to be a dispatcher, so I kind of know about radio emergencies.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kind of representing the group Randy Fans, which is a Yahoo groups on the Internet. And we all wanted to say hello. And actually, you've already heard from one of our members. Sue from England is also a Randy fan. And so hello, Sue. And we kind of wanted to know a little bit more about the upcoming Sci-Fi Channel program that you have coming up.
I didn't know about
Alien Attacks, was
the
it?
film? Well, it's called Alien Fire. I did it in Canada just this last June, I guess it was. And actually, I was told by them at the time that it should be released onto the Sci-Fi Channel this month. Well, actually, they told me February, but probably March. So it should be out any time. I mean, I really do wish I could tell you exactly when, but I'm just like you guys. I don't know.
What part
I was referring more to about what your experience was and a little bit about your character.
Well, my character, he's Dutch Hallen, I guess is his name, and he's a guy that goes around. He's a firefighter, who goes around chasing this alien fire from another planet that has kind of a mind of its own. Only on the Space Channel could you come up with a scenario like that.
Right, and I just thought it was so amazing that they would have you play a firefighter.
What a character!
Yeah, I know. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Loved working with the director. Worked with Robert Beltran on this. Loved working with him, and it was great being in Canada in June. It was
Whereabouts in Canada were you?
I'm sorry?
Where in Canada were you?
I was in Hamilton. Well, I was in two places, Hamilton and Toronto.
Okay, because we have another Randy fan in Ottawa. And,
okay. Well, I wasn't too far away from there.
Yeah, so
Lynn, you be sure and let your group members know that this program's going to be rebroadcast Thursday, and if they miss it, they can get it. It's at 4:30 Pacific time on Thursday, 7:30 Eastern time. You can hear yourself too.
I won't be here. I'm heading for Europe tomorrow.
Oh,
and,
what a terrible thing to have.
I know. Sorry.
Yeah, no. The other thing is, you wrote a letter to your website back in February, I think it was, and you said you were going on a vacation, and you never told us anything about where you were going. Ahem.
Well, I sort of did that on purpose.
Yes, I know you did.
I will tell you when I get back.
Okay.
You're not back yet, I see.
No, I haven't gone. No, we won't do it until probably June or July.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lynn, I want to move on, but I appreciate your patience in putting up here with the confusion, and I thank you very much for listening and taking the time to call.
Yeah, thanks,
can you still hear me?
I've got, let me read these before we get the next caller up. This is from Audrey, and Audrey is in Arizona, and she says, hi, Mr. White. Now, you hear that, Tim? Mr. White.
They got to stop that.
Heavy on that. She says, I would like to tell Mr. Mantooth, well, she's very polite all around, that I've always been a huge fan of Emergency. The show still brings a smile to my face every time I watch it. I didn't become a firefighter or paramedic, but because of the show, I have a better understanding of what their on-duty life is like. That's just what you were referring to, Randy. My question for him, how does it feel to know that even more than 30 years later, some young kids are becoming more aware of paramedics and becoming paramedics through Emergency? And just to finish this, I'll give you a chance to answer. She said, I'd also like to wish him success in getting his new show, USAR1, on television. I hope it all pans out for him soon. So you've kind of answered this to a degree as far as, how it feels to be responsible. Are you surprised by that people, would come up and tell you, oh, because I watched you, 25 years ago, it inspired me to...
Well, yeah, it did surprise me at one time. It doesn't now because I hear it so often. But I think to a certain degree it still is kind of like stunning to me. Kevin and I didn't know that it was having such an impact on everybody. I mean, we knew it was having an impact, but we didn't know to what extent. And it wasn't until the show was over and we saw that people were basing their entire careers on a show that we were doing. It's like, God, we were the luckiest people in the world, Kevin and I, because we could have been on a show, where we were noted for driving a car that had a name called the General Lee, for God's sake.